same quarter. If you're not going to get the fee from the client, then that will just hit you, and you will have built in something in the day rate for the rest of the contract. So that'll just come in bit by bit throughout the contract period. But there won't have been a 2 million probably startup for North Iraq because the rig was already there. It will be the cruise and a get ready cost as opposed to mobilization. So I expect that will be lower than the 2 million figure. But I really can't sort of give a guess to that. I know it's very expensive there, especially if that rig hasn't worked for a couple of years, which I believe is the case.
No, I'm just trying to get a sense, right? Because it's not. It's expensive, but it wouldn't be like 5 million, right? So
it shouldn't be anything. It shouldn't be anything like that. No, I wouldn't have thought so. There's plenty of infrastructure around and other rigs that are out of work, so they can get crews in. They can get the maintenance people in there. So it shouldn't be anywhere near 5. No.
So for those two rigs, they relocate, and I'm really trying to get the sense of the number because that's my. This is how I can get to the normalized quarter, which obviously Q2 wasn't, right? So for those 2 rigs they moved, would it be reasonable to assume say 2 to 3 million?
I'm sorry, you're breaking up again, Piotr.
Oh, sorry. No, there's a bit of wind here, but I was asking for those 2 rigs they actually moved. Would it be reasonable to assume, call it 2 to 3 million for both? Or
I would say 3 million for the pair, and there may have been a cost involved as well in moving one into Russia that they had. So the North. The Kurdistan one would have been a startup cost. The South Iraq one would have been a rig move, and the one in Russia would have been a rig move. But I think the implication on the call was certainly that some of these probably was implying the Russia one. You do get that back from the client.
How much do you think was Russia?
They didn't split it up as well. They just mentioned that was one of their rig moves that they'd had during the quarter.
Yeah, but my point is we don't know like how much it costs, right? Because you may get it back, but as you said, you won't get it back. In this market, you won't get it back in the same quarter for various reasons, right? So basically, but that also means if they paid. Say, I don't know, if they paid 3 million for the Iraqi rigs and another $1 million for Russia, that's 4 million. Right? Yeah. And then, of course, they had four rigs idle that would not be idle now.
Right.
So you have this couple of million lost, and you have some lost margin. Lost margin. We don't know the rates, right? So we can only speculate how much they're getting. Yeah. But what we probably what I think that maybe you can estimate is how much it costs them to move, right? Because this we know. So we know that this is the baseline. So I'm just trying to get a sense whether for all those 3 rigs they moved, right? The 2 in Iraq and 1 in Russia, whether this figure is more like is like 4 million, 5 million, or.
The one in Russia again, I would put down to around $1 million, but I don't know how far that one went. I know it took a fair time to do, which would have lost them the revenue. But if you want to put a figure on it for all 3 startups, I would say somewhere between 4 and 5 million. But as I say, I don't know what they recovered of that during the quarter. I would have thought that if they recovered if they were going to take a big hit and didn't recover some of that, they would have mentioned it more emphasized it in the call, rather than the other issues that sort of rigs coming off contract.
But the issue that is that if they recovered whatever those costs were, if they recovered, it means that the EBITDA was actually the underlying EBITDA was actually quite big. Because
sorry, the wind's getting to your phone again, Piotr. Sorry.
Sorry about it. So what I'm saying is that if they had they recovered, right, any material portion of those relocation costs, well, that means that the underlying EBITDA is